Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to lyrical assault weapon, loving all women too. No matter which way you slice it, L.A.W's the nicest singer slash MC that's killing mic devices. Most talented kid in the biz on the scene now. 5'10" lyricist with a mean style. Just in case you missed it, I get vicious with the freestyles. Any nigga that tried to compete must be seen now. The Captain Kirk of this Starship Enterprise, with a flow colder than the North Pole winter skies. It turns into summer and sparking from a heat flash, irritating niggas like an unexpected heat rash.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long time. I'm sorry. I'm back. It's TG. I'm glad to see you guys again. I'm glad to be here again. I'm glad to welcome you guys back to the Family Meeting Podcast. Welcome to the table. Pull a chair up. Pull a chair up and come join us, because you know what? Tonight, I don't know, man. I feel like, the energy is so electric in the building right now. I feel like
Whoa, wait a minute. Why is it so electric?
It's electric, bro. Like, I mean, come on, man. You know who we got on the show tonight.
Listen,
you know who we talking about.
Listen, I'm rocking the polo today, and we all know why. Listen,
go ahead, man.
Man really needs no introduction.
None.
Why I say that? Now I'm taking the glasses off. Why I say that? Because he's the most talented kid in the music biz. That's not just a moniker, my motherfucker.
You got to
clap. That's a moniker. That's real fucking shit. Because
the most talented kid in the music piece.
That my motherfucking brother, yeah, I could say that. A lot of y'all motherfuckers can't. The shit that my motherfucking brother know and been through, man, he don't need no motherfucking introduction. My motherfucking brother, my motherfucker, Lord, motherfucker.
What up?
Yo, we gonna put some.
What's good? Nah, we gonna put you in the forefront. We gonna put you in the forefront, Brody. We gonna put you right in the forefront.
What up?
What up? What up?
Nigga, what up?
Yeah, Brooklyn in the fucking building. What's up?
Brooklyn, stand the fuck up. St. Mark's Avenue, Crown Heights, Albany Projects, Kingston Ave. Y'all better recognize. If you don't know, you better ask some fucking body. Oh my God, don't get me hyped up in here.
Stop playing, man. Stop playing. They don't know.
Look at us.
I'm just childhood, man.
Childhood.
For real, man. They don't know, man. Listen, the shit that they don't know, they ain't gonna know. But the shit that we could tell, we gonna tell.
They're gonna learn some things today. Man, I'm excited. Thank you for having me on the show.
Man.
So, this is personal,
a motherfucking pleasure, man. You a family member. You pulled up a seat to the table.
Yo,
you already know that.
You sitting in the head seat right now.
Word. Nana's in the room already. She taking a nap so we could talk. We could talk our shit now. Nana in the room now.
Grown men sitting around trading some barbs. This is going to be excellent.
Hell yeah. Yo, real quick. I'm going to say this to y'all motherfuckers that be sitting there trying to act like y'all been law supporters. A lot of y'all are. I ain't even going to front on you. But listen, I knew Afro Law. Okay? I knew Afro Law. I knew that motherfucker sitting at the lunch table eating motherfuckers up in battles because they thought he ain't had that skills. Man, stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me. Stop playing.
Hey, yo, favorite bar.
This motherfucker just came. I don't know the exact bar, but all I remember is he was like crunch, 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 crunch. Everybody in the lunchroom like, oh, he ate this nigga up. And there was a jealous dude in there. I ain't even going front. He had his little McDonald's commercial.
Yeah, I wish we had a clip.
Listen, you know who it was.
It's on YouTube now. Trust me.
Oh yeah, listen, Calvin got a job, baby. We ain't gonna say too much about that.
Hey, not our play.
No. Real talk, Lord. How you doing, man? Talk to the people, bro. How you doing?
Man, I am blessed and kicking ass, man. Here we are. in our late 40s, looking damn good, feeling damn good, and again, not arrogance, not conceit. I just think that when people see, you can vouch for me on this.
Absolutely.
When I always say these things, and I get emotional when I talk about it, because considering where the fuck we from, how we came up, we came up raw, and the fact that we've seen a lot of shit. We lost so many of our fallen soldiers and our comrades in the midst of the struggle of everything. Just what it's like growing up in the ghetto hood slums of where we live, and for us to still be sitting here and standing and doing what we love. So I tell you all the time, when you see me hanging out with Lionel Richie, as you have seen. Mel was in my house. So he used to see my Lionel Richie out. You know what I'm saying? The thing is that from being there to getting ready to work with Donnie Wahlberg of New Kids on the Block.
Talk about it. Now they didn't hear you. Say that again, because they didn't hear you. They didn't hear you.
Getting ready to work with my idol, Donnie Wahlberg from New Kids on the Block. To run shows with Dionne Warwick.
Talk about it.
To work with the late great Amy Winehouse.
You're going to talk about that.
Oh, you gonna talk about that?
The fact that I'm here,
I
did all this shit as an independent artist.
Fucking talk about it. Own his own publishing. Talk about it, bro.
To this day, own my own publishing. I don't have to pay nobody but me. And the thing is, the reason why when you see me turning up, he always bragging. You damn fucking right on, bro. I could be dead or locked up. We still got friends that are locked up in jail. Right now. I got cousins who are still locked up right now. I got friends who are still under the belly of the beast. And I'm here. Mel is here. Like, we're here. So I get emotional. That's why anytime you see me turning up around the world, and I think the greatest reward is, and Mel's seen this, I'm doing these corporate gigs, and I got my Brooklyn hat on in front of all these people.
Stop playing. And Peter said greetings from Germany, my G.
You got your Brooklyn hat on to somebody in Germany.
Yo, you got the Germany people showing you love, bro.
It's my man Peter. What up, Peter? That's my dude right there. Peter's a fan. Great guy.
I love it, bro.
So the thing is, for me to be sitting here and even talking to you, and even being around, like I said, if you what Jay-Z said, if you escape what we've been through, people don't even understand. The last time I saw Jay, you gotta remember, we're gonna talk about that too. My older brother used to run with Jay.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
I knew Bleak when he was 15.
Yep.
I saw all that shit when it was starting.
Yep.
So the thing is that the last time I saw Jay, and even the last time I saw Tata, if you know RC history, you already know. Tata and his little brother Von said, we looked at each other like, look at us, man. I'm so proud. The thing is just that coming from where we come from and that we paid. So anytime I see Tata and Von and them and Emery and them doing shit, I just smile. It's like, look at my boys, man. Look at the guys who I knew before the world got to really understand what that shit was about. So anyway, long story short, I'm just enjoying my life.
Absolutely.
I'm loving it. You know, I raised my 4 grown-ass children. I'm a 3-time grandfather now. Can you believe that?
Salute. That's crazy, bro.
You know what? I ain't put my hat back on tonight, brother.
Yo, but real quick, we got another brother pulling up a seat at the table. Our little motherfucking brother, Mr. Podcast himself. Leppy. What up?
Okay.
What up? Sorry for being late.
It's always somebody pulling up at the table late. You know that.
We about to get it on. We about to get it on the podcast.
This is really gonna be fun.
Listen, they not ready.
I wanted to ask you a question. I'm sorry, bro. I wanted to ask you a question, man. I know we talked before here. You told me what not to talk about, what not to mention, all that. Like, so I got a question, man.
Talk to me.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Fruit Loops? Which one you rocking with, bro?
Oh, hands down, Fruit Loops. But I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch though.
Nah, Cinnamon Toast Crunch with some vanilla ice cream. Don't play.
I got you. Hey,
I never tried that. I'm gonna try that.
I just want to hear about it. You know what? They actually make the cinnamon toast crunch like taco shells now, where you put the ice cream in the joints now. So yeah, I feel.
Ah, that's true.
Listen, that shit will never get old. How many of us still eat cereal during the daytime, no matter what time it is?
No matter what time it is.
Absolutely.
I'll eat this
Yo,
shit.
Chiara, what's up? I ain't gonna mess with you today. We friends today.
Hey yo,
we friends today.
Hey, y'all want to get into some shit? I want to get into it. Hey, all right. I got one question before I have to go and see if I need to shoot somebody outside. That's how I'm gangstered up right now. Gangstered up right now. But
he made that shit too.
For real. Let's keep it all. Let's keep it real simple to start off with. Yo, Law, been around the world, seen a lot of places, done a lot of things.
Yes.
Incredible musician. Yo, when it comes down to music though, what's your favorite genre of music? And the reason why I'm asking, your favorite genre. Like, do you draw from anything from another genre? Like, what's your favorite genre? I know what you're probably gonna say, but we might be surprised.
That is the number one question I always get in a lot of interviews that I've done, and I say the same answer. It's hard because the thing for me is, my background is gospel, R&B, and funk, and then hip hop came right after that. Because you gotta remember, I started rhyming when I was 7, but I was already singing in church. So the thing is, being diverse has been the key to my success in this industry so far, because the thing is that by the time I turned 11 or 12, I didn't want to be pigeonholed. Now, mind you, I didn't even know what pigeonhole meant at that time. I'm still learning who I am, but I realized that I had a gift in being able to go from one extreme to the next, like a chameleon.
Yes.
So the thing is, for me, I never wanted to be counted out, because I've seen people get counted out. They'd be like, hey, we're going to do some rock and roll. You know that? They'd be like, man, that's white people music, which is the dumbest shit ever. That's the stupidest thing ever. It's not white people's music.
It's not.
Actually recreated it.
So for me, it was like, when I saw people thought that way, I automatically said to myself, I was never, ever going to be the artist that get left out of any situation. So my hunger to prove myself as a singer, as a musician, as a dancer, and then of course when I started becoming an MC, that was the main thing. So I knew that I had to be good in every last one of my talents, which means that in every genre of music that I chose, I had to do the knowledge. If it would be, and then having, and I ain't gonna lie, having a legendary grandfather does help, because of course I grew up in that.
We gonna get there. We gonna get there.
We gonna get there. Oh yeah. Listen,
I want to get there.
Yo, let me shoot a question at you real quick, Brody. If you don't mind.
No, go.
12-hour road trip. 2 artists or groups. Who you rocking with? Even though I think I know the answer, but go ahead. I need you to answer that one.
2 artists or groups.
2 artists or groups.
Definitely. You got me. Hold on. Definitely Stevie Wonder and New Edition. But here's the thing.
Was on the second one.
No, but here's the thing. I would put Prince and Stevie together as a
Ooh, don't do that.
Back to the camera. I had to step away for a second. I had to come back.
You said a 12-hour road trip, right?
Yeah.
Because look at the catalog. Prince still got albums coming out after his death.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder's catalog can't be beat. New Edition is 8 groups in one.
Mm-hmm. Now, you know what I said? This is what I said. I said, if Law is going to do a 12-hour road trip, it's either going to be one of these 3 groups. I said Parliament, New Kids on the Block, or New Edition. That's what I said. I said that. I was like,
yo,
that's a band. That's a bus. It's a whole bus.
I mean, but like TG said earlier, we have vast musical taste, and because Mel has known me since we were 13 and 14, he saw that firsthand when he came to my house. Because the thing is that my family was my Juilliard for music.
Absolutely.
I remember, so we got into everything. So.
Oh, we got a little froze real quick.
Yeah, hold on.
It's all good. It's all good though. Looking back at the comment though,
he was spitting.
Yeah,
He was about to spit.
Nah, he was about to drop knowledge, bro.
He
Peter
was
said,
about to
"Isn't
spit.
funk?" Peter J said, "Isn't funk the common denominator of hip hop and gospel?" I like the way that Nas put it when he said the blues came from gospel, the gospel from blues.
Mhm.
Like that's a little metaphor right there. I like the way he put that, but I definitely agree. Like funk is that culmination where you're right there on the cusp of hip hop. If you ask me, you're right on the cusp. You're right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I give Rick James a lot of credit on that funk, but
Oh, listen, nah, I can't be on no 12-hour road trip with Rick James. That's gonna be scary.
I didn't say with Rick James, but I mean you can listen.
You want to smoke with your boy Rick James? You sure?
With James, bro.
I don't know. I'm a little scared.
No, we go let our boy Law get.
Yeah, we're gonna let him jump back in a second. We're gonna
let
let him fix this shit.
So
We in the studio anyway, so you know, we in the studio right now.
We in the stew.
Right now. Fans, go ahead and get your questions in. Dope, brother. If y'all can't tell, I'm loving the energy right now.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, I issue a challenge. I wanted to ask Law this, but you get us stay together. We talked about not being pigeonholed and not being locked into one way of thinking, because I know me myself, I listen to a lot of different music, a lot of different genres. Yo, I dare y'all, go and listen to Goody Mob's They Don't Dance No More and see if you can hear Aerosmith's Dream On. Try it out. Try it out. No, seriously.
I'm gonna try it out because that's a good song, and I didn't realize that.
I'm saying it for a reason. Listen to not Aerosmith. Listen to Goody Mob, They Don't Dance No More, and listen closely to the music and hear Aerosmith's Dream On. I'm saying that for a reason. You'll thank me later. And no, I'm not lying nor making this up. So you can sue me if you want to. You should have sued Goody Mob.
You know what? It's crazy that a lot of people they come on, they do these shows and they talk about they did this and they did that and they have no credibility. One thing I don't do is brag about what I've done. I know people that's known me. And one thing about Law, he's gonna be real and he's gonna be honest with you. Like I said, I've been around people. So, I just don't brag about it. I don't need to brag about it because I got people that have vouched for me for it.
Clearly.
So I don't, but there's a lot of people that be like, oh yeah, I did this. Let me tell you something. About my brother. This motherfucker got receipts. He got songs. He got shit. So everything he's telling you, he's not lying about. And I mean when I say I love the fact that we got out of the situations we got out of because we're grown. We're grown at the end of the day. We got families. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to give him a little time to get back in. I don't want to take too much from him because, like I said, we're gonna pick his brain too. Like he got stories, bro. He got stories. But give me 1 sec. Let me see if everything's okay.
Nah, you good. What I wanted to ask, and I'm cuffing my chick around him.
I'm just gonna mute
my chick around.
Nap, talk about I don't know. Talk about music, motherfucker.
How about them Cowboys?
Hey, yo, we got something coming in from Peter J real quick. Peter J, this is a long one. I need to read this from. Okay. Talking about Aerosmith, when I was at George Clinton's Funk Farm near Detroit, he told me that their song "Rag Doll" was one of the best Funkadelic songs never done by Funkadelic. That's dope. Yo, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
And you know what? George Clinton is a real one. I just want y'all to know that. All right, so let me get full frontal. I feel like I'm talking too much. If y'all want me to shut the hell up,
nah, you good, bro. Stop it. We don't do that.
No, for real. Let me turn the camera back on. My bad.
Yo, shit.
I am
talk about
being honest. I am 37 years old.
Damn.
You gave me the Don Cheadle dance. I am 37 years old. As a kid, when I was knee high to a grasshopper, as they say, I was listening to Parliament Funkadelic, Al Green, Otis Redding. All of those, like I was the one going to the music store or whatever you want to call it with my allowance money to do you have the very best of Al Green? At the same time, I'm buying the very best of Al Green while I'm buying the Bone Thugs and Harmony Crossroads album.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
I can totally feel y'all, man. You got to be diverse with your music. And
you know,
aren't very diverse.
You know what's crazy? When you say Parliament Funkadelic, they shall come.
There we go. I'm back.
Let's get
when you say Parliament Funkadelic, they shall come.
We was talking about the diversity of me loving genres, right? I think that was the last thing I was talking about.
Yeah.
I think I was saying more so because I get bored very easy. I've always been that way since I was a kid. So for me, it's like I got into everything that I love that spoke to me musically. And when you have a family that's like a Juilliard where everybody's into everything, you know, my older sister was in the new wave and reggae. And then of course, my legendary grandfather was a blues man. So all we heard was blues and early rock and roll. And then when you got a cool ass uncle named Kevin and an uncle named BB, they was in the streets and hip hop was coming up at that time. So I took a liking to everything. So the thing is, the combination of all those things is what made me not able to pick just one genre. Because like I said, my obvious roots are funk, gospel, R&B, and later on hip hop. But then everything else, like, you know, jazz and classical music and everything that I got into later on, because it helped me with my producers here. When I started getting into production and writing at a very early age, I realized these are some tools to have as a musician. And when you play more than 6 instruments, it's kind of, you have to, you know, mentally, not to brag, I'm just saying mentally. That's why Prince and Stevie became my top 2 as time went by. Michael Jackson, my first hero, like everybody else. You know, the Jacksons, all of them. But the thing is that Prince and Stevie really became more of that for me because I began to understand musicianship, production, songwriting, harmonies, layering. And it just so happens that, yeah, I can sing my ass off, but I'm a real MC.
What up, Tia?
You gotta remember, this is before the days of Lauryn Hill, when it was back then. It wasn't cool to rap and sing unless you were the Force MDs. Unless you was the Force MDs or New Edition or UTFO. For the most part, rapping and singing didn't really catch on with too many people. And Brenda K. Starr as well, who I now work with, which is interesting because you know, Brenda K. Starr's in it, rapping first, singing.
Bro, I told you this shit. This
man got stories. Look, this is probably a first for my brother Mel and my brother Tori. Normally, I'm talkative, I'm vibrant, I am of course, wrestling is like probably before music my first love, but I'm so in love with music that music overtakes wrestling. So I'm sitting here just like a kid just listening to this because I'm not an artist, but I'm diverse with my genres too. Like you can go to my playlist. I got R&B, rock. I got gospel. I got funk. Like it goes from like Earth, Wind and Fire to Tupac to Wayne to Taylor Swift to Usher and everybody's like, you really listen to all this? I'm like, hell yeah, I listen to all this.
Watch this. It's funny you said that because now Mel knows this, but now guys are going to know it now because you just hit the nail on the head. Because if I didn't love music the way I did, I would be doing my 2 favorite sports, which is boxing and football. Matter of fact,
the hands is crazy, bro. And not even bullshit you. The hands is crazy.
No. And the thing is that the crazy shit is that now all of my nephews, like my nephew Caleb, he's an MMA fighter. See what I mean? So all the guys that took it further than I did, because you gotta remember, me and my grandfather are very similar. My legendary grandfather, Sam Bluesman Taylor, he pursued music full time, but he already was 12 wins and no losses for the Golden Gloves. So all of our boxing stuff comes from him. He's a middleweight. Matter of fact,
about it, bro.
His trainer was Papa Fly. That was Joe Lewis's trainer. That was his trainer. So the thing is that if I didn't love music the way I did, because sports is, in our family, sports reigns sovereign besides the music. So the thing is that I ran track. My older brother, Casino Chip, was the Deion Sanders high school. He played basketball. He played basketball and he played football. Basketball is the only sport that I couldn't play. I could shoot, but my handle was weak. I couldn't handle the way that those guys. The thing is that, look, I'm honest. But the thing is that all of my brothers and my siblings, and then y'all know my legendary cousin Omar Cook, who is now the assistant coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Damn.
So we grew up in it. Like that's my
like for real. Like
the thing is
yo,
that
he don't. Let me tell you, like I said before, man, he don't talk it. I seen the proof. He legit like a motherfucker. But yo,
when you got real street cred, you don't have to lie about shit.
Exactly my point. They don't fucking know, bro.
No reason. So I was telling my boy, up top, the thing is that's why I laugh sometimes. I say because to see all my nephews, my cousin Flat got a podcast now called All Call Outs to Mandatory, and right now, as we're speaking right now, he's currently training. He sparring with Jake Paul for the Tyson fight. That's his sparring partner.
Hey, shout out.
My little cousin. And not only that, my cousin Flat is a real MC because I taught him everything he knows and as far as rhyming goes.
Oh wow! God damn!
So it all goes hand in hand, and I say it all the time. If I did not,
and that's so rare.
Yeah. So
it's so rare how y'all are keeping it in the family, bro. Like I love that. That's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Because like we don't see that no more in this generation, and it's like we saw that all the time back then, and it's like somewhere there's like a disconnection somewhere with this new gen to where it's like they don't want to break bread with the family. They want to break bread with people that would backstab them in the back just so they can get on top. And it's like,
just so we clear, because everybody ain't always family either.
Nah, that's a whole fact. That's a whole fact.
This is living proof right here. This is proof here.
Let me just get to the comments real quick, Brody, because there's a lot of people commenting. Let me just get to that real quick. Yo, Charlene said, "What's up to the fellas? How everyone feeling today? We blessed, man. We got Law in the building, man. Come on.
Hell yeah!
Wow, thank y'all.
Hey, baby. Adina, another loyal listener and one of my favorite people because she'll cuss me out if I don't say it. She said, "Me too." I think she was talking about the music genre. Sierra also said, "My playlist is the same." And good old Christian Rio said, "Nappy, when I first saw you, I thought that they were interviewing AJ Francis, LOL."
Wow.
You know who that is.
Yes.
Good Lord.
That's hilarious. Wow.
Another loyal listener, one and only, said, "What up?"
What's good, Aaron?
Bro.
Aaron, that's our other label mate. He ain't at the table right now. He being daddy mode.
I see my boy Dex Lauper. That's Cyndi Lauper's son. That's my dude right there. I played on this album.
Oh, really?
Legendary Cyndi Lauper. Yeah. Girls just want to have fun. Yeah. That's my dude. My little bro.
So Peter said, "I can relate to what Law is saying, but again, funk to me is a common denominator as far as raw, creative, and authentic is concerned." He is right.
Yeah, well, we said I like bluegrass before, but Bootsy did tracks with the Bluegrass Boys and proved that bluegrass can be funky. Because the thing is that I say this all the time.
We got Law reading comments.
Yeah, remember, but without the funk, there'll be no hip hop. I've said this for over 30 years. I'm gonna tell you what proved that, because when Mel came to my house and he saw when I was putting Planet 12 together, the main consensus was because a lot of my friends that weren't deep into funk, I taught them, and they understood. A lot of them they didn't even understand about sampling, because when Uptown Funk came out, this is years later, of course. I remember when Bruno Mars, I did 2 shows with Bruno, by the way. I did, what people don't know is when Uptown Funk came out, my phone blew up. You know why my phone blew up? Because the first thing most of my friends said is, "Law, I heard Uptown Funk today and I couldn't think of nobody but you, because you always said that one day funk was going to return back to the charts in the most unlikely way." Because the thing is that when I was shopping the whole real hip hop, funk, and everything else in between, which is the concept of Planet 12, the labels didn't get it, which was stupid because considering the fact that Outkast, The Roots, and Alicia Cook, aka Alicia Keys, who I've known since she was 17, they were already doing this stuff and they got signed. So then you have to wonder, with all this talent that Law got, this is from their perspective. It's like Law does everything more than most of these guys on their rosters do, and why they won't sign him? I said because I have something that most of those artists at the time didn't have. I knew my value and my business sense, and when you know your business sense at 15, you're not supposed to know about publishing. They don't want you to know about publishing because they want to keep you in the dark, to rob you, and to put you under submission because they want to control everything. Yeah, I mean, look at me for example. I have real street cred. Real street cred. I play 7 instruments. I sing. I do all my harmony parts. I'm a real MC. Ain't no ghost riders. I write my own rhymes. I bad. You heard what Mel said. I used to torch niggas in high school. So the thing is that, and I dance. And I need a stylist because you gotta remember, we're from the era that made clothing culture look cool. All the young kids now all want to wear 90s shit. My son, well, he's 25 now. My son will turn 25 this December. I remember when he was 17. This is no bullshit. And his friends came over. We out here in Long Island. His friends came over from school one day. You know, they hang out the house or whatever. So he goes in my room because you know he want to show up to his little friends and shit. But the things like he's like, Paul, he's like, wait a minute, what polo shirt is that? I never seen that one before. He said, you probably won't. That's and the thing is that he's like, wow, your dad is cool. I'm like, I would hope so because y'all basically just doing the shit that we already done did. So the thing is that
exactly.
I was already cool to his friends, but I became extra cool. And then when they followed my Instagram page, they saw all my old pictures when I had to throw in the polo shirt with the cross.
Oh, come on, man! Come on, man!
See, now,
talk about
now, it. This is where you coming at. Now you can tell these stories now about the Lord.
Yo, I remember we walking on Fulton Street, and I see my boy out there. I'm like, oh, that's Lord. Yo, what up? He's selling that Planet 12 tape, and mind you, he's selling this shit. He's selling them. He's like, bro, I'm not. You're not buying this. I'm giving this to you. And one thing we always do, we support. We always support each other. It don't matter what it is. Even till this day, we'll hit each other up. Yo, you good? You good? I ain't gonna front. I do need to get to the bitter end. It's this guy. No, real talk is this guy. If I could get somebody to watch him, I'm pulling up. And I'm gonna be the loudest nigga in the room. Yes, I said nigga. Fuck that.
As you should the fuck be.
Exactly.
You were there, and shout out to my little brother Justin. He's in the building. You remember my little brother Justin?
What up?
Like all my little brother, because you gotta remember he's been around my family, so he knows. The number one compliment when people say, "What's the greatest compliment you could ever receive?" and the one you gave earlier before we got started was simply because my success that I've had so far thrives on me being me. Who better than Mel to tell it? Mel's known me for over 30 fucking years. Who better tell than my brothers? That's my brother.
Absolutely.
The thing for me is that when you have real street respect and real street cred, you don't got to do dumb shit. You don't have to do fuck boy shit to get accepted. And we never did because we're from the era where you couldn't be that guy living where we lived at. You couldn't be because we exposed you. Niggas will expose you real quick. If you said you were, or at least half of that, nobody was listening to anything that you had to say. That's the reason why when I put up clips of me, you know, from St. Mark's and old pictures and shit, all my boys like Tay and Muzz, you know, my friend, all my guys from Albany or Kingston will say, they'll put in parentheses or they'll put in a hashtag, Law got hands. Trust me, I know his whole.
Listen,
family.
shout out fucking Kenny. Shout out Kenny. Shout out George. Shout out, man. Come on, man.
What up, Ken?
Come on, man. Come on, man. They don't know, bro. The stories.
You know why? Because Ken is another one that grew up with. We all grew up together.
Kenny.
I always tell people. Let me say this real quick. I always tell people this shit. I make it very clear. I'm not a gangster, but I grew up around both sides. Suit and tie energy version. There's a difference. I'm not a thug. All the thugs hung out with me. I took some of the St. Mark's due to their first real club experiences because they would go. Remember the lab? A lot of those guys thought that they was clubbing at the lab until I took them to Lola's on West 22nd.
Yo, oh shit! Shout out Blood Sport too, bro. Shout out Blood fucking Sport, bro. Bro. Nah. Oh yeah. You know what? I'm doing too much. Let me not.
No.
Saying too much. Saying too
much. No. You're shouting out the people. What did you say?
Who we came up with. Yeah.
Around.
Yeah,
Shout out to my nigga Buddha Monk, Old Dirty Bastard's cousin.
Buddha Monk, what up? God damn, bro.
Buddha Monk became close friends because we were messing with the same girl.
Okay, let's not do that.
No. I didn't say her name.
Let's not do that.
We're not going to do that here. I didn't say her name.
Nah, not here. Not here.
We became, no. Listen, Mel. Listen. When you're 14 and 15 years old, that's why people.
Oh yeah, of course.
When you're young, that's how it is. Now, if you can't get past 19 mental wise, then you got a problem.
Exactly.
But that's how it was back.
I'm gonna let y'all know now. No, go ahead.
I remember what did Peter say? He said, "Please don't tell G and P Funk. To me, many of Planet 12 Law songs sound like the stuff Parliament Funkadelic should be released today. No programming, but real musicianship." Peter,
come on, talk about it.
Thank you, Peter. I appreciate you.
Come on, talk about it.
So Peter is a true Planet 12 fan. Peter, let me just say this real quick. If you knew how long I've been telling Dad, I call George Dad. We're gonna get into that too later on. I've been telling Dad for the longest that he would get his next Grammy if he took all the musicians he have on stage with him now. They just go into the studio and just record and jam like they used to. All that shit that we love, like Flashlight and We Want the Funk and all that stuff, all that was recorded just from them being in the studio and playing off of each other. That's the old school. When you have an 8-piece band, it's like, okay, you got a part, and George's like, we want the funk. It's like, that sounds good. Let's put that together. That's how real records are made, not just funk records, but any record of any genre of music. When you have a group of people or if you have one person, that's why Stevie is such a badass because 90% of the time Stevie was in there by himself. And Prince, same thing. So the thing is that I've been telling Dad for so long, now mind you, that's just me telling him it's George Clinton. George can do whatever he wants to do.
Absolutely.
But I've been saying that for the longest. A lot of stuff. To me, the last great Parliament Funkadelic album was Dope Dogs. And I've said that to George to his face. I said that to his face. That's my the last couple of albums, some good stuff on there, but in comparison to what I know Parliament Funkadelic to be, it's not the same. So that's the one part of it. But that's what I was saying to you about me and Buddha Monk and Bloodsport and Ken and Muzz and the old Brooklyn Zoo crew, the original guys.
God.
I mean, I used to ride the train with ODB. So the thing is that I got so many stories on that when it was him and Buddha Monk terrorized the Franklin Shuttle. Those that know, if you know, you know. The Franklin Shuttle was one of places that if you didn't know nobody, don't
get off that train.
Broadway Junction.
You better ride back.
Projects. If you didn't see, we talk about this shit because again, me, Mel, and a lot of other guys that we mentioned, for the most part, we could go anywhere.
Yeah.
We either had friends that we knew, we either had cousins that we knew, or we had girls that we were messing with at that time. I tell people all the time, you just roll up to anybody's projects. You couldn't.
Yep.
It was a rule. You couldn't just literally go. And then not to mention, let me break this down. I grew up with 4 sections of people. Let's break this down. First, you had the scholastic nerdy nerd kids, which I was one too. I love school. I love learning. I'm definitely one of those. Then you had the artsy kids, the talented kids, like myself that did, that rapped and sang and was in talent shows, and friends that knew how to draw, stuff like that, graffiti. And then on the other side of that, you had the hustlers. Most of those are my cousins. I had cousins who were hustlers. So I grew up around the pimps. I grew up around it. I grew up around the street. And last but not least, most of me and Mel's friends were gang members. You had Deceps, Fake Heads, Low Lives, and Latins. And we knew all of them.
All of them. Every single one.
Anytime we went to a party, we knew who was who and who wasn't what. We went to Boys and Girls High. Literally, my boy Midnight was having a conversation. I don't know if you remember Midnight. We was having a conversation, and Mid used to roll with the Face Heads.
Mid
saw a nigga that owed him money. He was like, "Yo, Lord, hold that door real quick." Went, bam, snuck this nigga right in his face. Where my money at, Nick? And then went right back to the conversation because if you ever saw the movie Blue Hill Avenue, it didn't matter what we did because nobody went to the cops in our neighborhood. So the thing is, for us, we grew up around the heaviest of the street culture when it was still real, where the earliest form of dry snitching was detected.
You couldn't come back on that block.
You couldn't come back on the block. And I've seen people that actually left the block and never
just cause
on that one principle, codes and ethics. Now, if it's different, now if your family's involved, that's different. Like I said, but other than that, matter of fact, I'll explain it best for you. Look at my hat. You see who that is, right?
Yeah.
The greatest gangster that ever lived. The most famous one, at least. Al Capone.
Yeah.
Al Capone raised hell in Chicago, but where's he from?
Talk about it.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
See what I'm saying? So when they talk about John Gotti.
Talk about it.
Originally from Queens, but he raised hell in where?
Talk about it. Brooklyn.
So when people talk that gangster shit, I laugh. Me and Mel, we laugh at these niggas. I'm like, y'all don't really know what that is. I said, because if you truly knew, there'll be certain shit that even now, I'm like a certain project. I'm like, I told my son one day, and he never gave me that because when your son goes through these changes at 16 to 17 years old, they think they can take on the world. Not me. He never came at me. But the thing is just that I'm like, you really think you're tough, huh? I said, let me take you to Albany Projects and leave you there in the garage parking lot.
Nah, don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. Don't talk about that.
Right on the corner of Albany, right over there with Troy.
Bro,
come on, man.
Yo, listen. Shout out Prince too, man. I just thought about my nigga Prince too over there in Albany Peace. Nah, he used to clown me because I'll tell this quick story. I used to I would go into Albany Projects. I would go visit a girl and then stuff like that. And they used to be like, "Yo, man, you better not come back in here." I was like, "Man, I'm coming right back in here." I used to fight every day. Coming in there, it's like, "Nah, you got too much heart." I used to fight all the time just to see this girl. I used to fight for pussy, y'all. I just said it on camera. I used to fight for pussy, like seriously.
Sometimes in life, you have to.
I just said it on camera.
Sometimes in life, you have to fight for certain things because the thing is that, I mean, mind you, I've never had a situation of that magnitude where I had to get into a building because at that point, niggas already knew my face. And then by that point, my reputation as an MC began to grow no matter where we went.
Right.
Not to mention, most of our friends who we knew from Brownsville to East New York, they all became famous the same way we were. Rest in peace, half a mil.
Oh, half. Oh man, $500,000. Oh, but I ain't tell this part of the story. I'm sorry about this. These were people that was hating because they couldn't smash this chick. These were people that didn't know me. The people that knew me was like, "Yo, that's Mel, man. What the fuck you talking about?" Like, yo, so what?
Well,
like, yo, I'm smashing the chick that you wanted. So what?
You know why? Because the thing was just that. It's almost like I'm gonna give you this story real quick too. My cousins who I talked about earlier, my cousin Flat and my play cousin, but we raised him too. My boy Tay, who now runs a daycare center. The crazy shit is that I remember I came home from Lola's one night. Remember at the time we had got the house in Long Island, but I was still staying in Brooklyn. That's where all the action was. So the thing is, I remember I was at my grandmother's house, 3rd floor, and I stayed there one night. I didn't feel like going back home because usually if I didn't look for something to smash at that night, if something wasn't going on that night, I went back to the hood.
Yeah,
but 90% of the time I ended up leaving with something. So the thing was that my cousin, we'll get into that later. But my cousin, Flat, And Tay, they was like, yo, Lord, man. I was dating this girl named Sharisha. And he's like, yo, man. I would tell you, yo, Sharisha's fine. I said, you like Sharisha? He's like, yeah, man. She just look. I said, yeah, she's smart. He's like, well, I just got to ask you one question. We've been meaning to ask you for so long, man. How you get the girls? And mind you, out of my family, are the younger ones in my family, not the older ones, but they never asked me. Because you know the thing is, Lord, you're not out here selling, you're not out here hustling like a lot of our friends are, but the girls love you. Want to know how do you what's your thing, like what's your game? And I felt like Nas at that moment. Remember when Nas said in Watch Them Niggas, he said, I got no game, chicks understand my story. And the thing for me is that this was my opportunity to tell them my story. I said, y'all got a minute? I said, you know why? Because here was the thing. I wanted to show my cousins that you didn't have to be a street hustler to get a girl that you liked.
Right.
So the number one, I said, well, first off, the most important rule. So you gotta remember, because if you don't teach your nephews or your male friends or your brothers or whatever, the real shit, the rap videos will raise them. And that's not really reality for a lot of people. Because you gotta remember, the rap videos that sold the image of how much money we got. And the real ones that actually had it, but you gotta remember, there's still young kids in the hood that think that it's that easy, and it's not. So it's a facade. Yeah. So think about this for 1 second. I knew that because I was in the entertainment industry at a very early age. So I learned the truth.
Absolutely.
And was is that most of the girls who I ended up dating that liked me, I was only 14 and 15. I'm dealing with girls who were 25 and older, because the thing for me was that
we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna discriminate them because we don't want to put them out there.
But I'm gonna tell you why. You know the reason why. Because the thing was is that my mental intelligence, a lot of the girls our age couldn't match that.
Right.
At 14, I already went overseas. In 2024, there are still people in my neighborhood that never left the block. I'm 13 and I'm in Spain and Colombia. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that I told my nephews and I told my cousin, the number one rule to getting with a girl that you like, be your fucking self.
That's it.
If you are a nerd,
nothing else.
Be a nerd.
Be a nerd.
If you are a hustler that got diverse tastes in clothing and culture, Nas said that too. He said, make sure he's intelligent. If you get a thug, make sure he's intelligent too. The thing was, like I told you earlier, we grew up with 4 sections of people in our lives. So I'm equal. I'm the equal sum parts of all those who I mentioned. I'm not a bully, but step to me wrong, I'm snuffing the shit out of you. I will.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We didn't play that shit.
Just disrespect my loved ones, my kids, my people who I love. I'm stomping you the fuck out. It's not even a mindset.
We're not talking after that. It's just straight beat.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? But you gotta remember, my mother raised a gentleman too.
That's true.
I have sisters. I have aunts. I have nieces. I have granddaughters now. So understand that when I speak on what I speak on, that's the reason why I despise, with every fiber of my being, I despise any man that puts his hands on any woman.
Yo, hold that thought, bro, because we're going to talk about that.
Before I go, yeah.
Yo, so Brody, Kevin asked regarding Brooklyn stories. Do you have any stories about going to the West Indian Labor Day parade in Brooklyn back in the 80s and 90s? Bro, I gotta get out
Parkway, nigga. You better understand. Listen, and we only went for one reason, Mel. You know what reason that was? Look, without giving away too much, in a lot of ways, the West Indian Labor Day parade was almost like the Freaknik for us, for Brooklyn.
Oh wow!
Yo, the West Indian Labor Day parade was the original Freaknik in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
straight up.
Absolutely.
The chiefs we used to get.
All I got to say on that one is I plead the fifth. There are some stories. I ain't gonna get into all those.
Bruh.
It was that wild though. It was no.
Bruh.
Right. And to my children, it was really that. It was that shit back then. It was wild.
Bruh. It's not even a game. But
you had to be there.
We can't. Yeah, we due to my famous brother here. We can't talk about certain things that happened around that time. We don't
certain things, but
we don't want to talk about that because yes, we got stories. But yo, let's get into the end because this is just a conversation at the table.
Yeah.
This is just a conversation at the table. Bro, I gotta ask you this because when I heard about this movie, you was the first person I thought of. The Amy Winehouse movie.
Yes.
Bro, you've worked close with her.
Yes.
Yo, talk about your thoughts on that. This is brother to brother right now because it was some shit I know they left out.
Oh yeah.
And first of all, I even said you were supposed to be in that because you were very heavily around Amy Winehouse. Yo, talk about that, brother.
Well, I mean, it's I mean, anytime I talk about my little sister, I get emotional anyway because I miss her so much.
Absolutely,
that's one.
Yeah.
It's not, and she's everywhere because I promise you. And every time I go to the airport, just when I think I will hear my sister's voice on the blaring part, I'm getting ready to go catch a plane, and Valerie comes on. And all I can think about is our routine for Valerie. Me and my boy Zaylon, we came up with all the choreography. So, and it's emotional. I mean, we'll get into those stories later. But as far as the movie goes, it's no secret that I'm very pissed off. Because not only was I not contacted, but Xylon wasn't contacted. None of the band members were contacted in the making of this movie. And my thing is, if you're going to do a movie, My Little Sister, you're going to talk about all of it. Don't leave stuff out. And mind you, it'll help you because we have stories that we can tell how she approached the stage part of it. Even the ones who were in the studio with her when she recorded. Because I wasn't with her in the studio when she recorded that stuff.
No, see, keep talking, bro. Keep talking.
I became part of the touring band. So for me, it's different in the aspects of live performance. So you would think that if you're putting a movie together, you would want to have the guys who helped enhance her stage show. Yeah. I mean, you see us on David Letterman, you see me in my Kangol glory, just like how I did in high school. Mel was telling me, he's like, Lord, seeing you with a Kangol dancing behind Amy Winehouse, it's crazy because Lord used to wear a Kangol when we was in school. And that's why I wore it. Not that I was going to be on David Letterman. I wore it on purpose. That's the story behind that. I wore it on purpose. And I knew that all my Codys back in St. Mark's, oh, shit's like this Lord TV. Like they was hype.
Come on, man.
I'm pissed off because, and mind you, I kind of feel vindicated because the movie is not really doing all that well. Got a lot of mixed reviews. It hasn't really been critically acclaimed because people are seeing through the bullshit. And I spoke very publicly about it. I haven't seen. I'm scared to see it because first and foremost, me and Xylon created that choreography. So who in the hell taught the actors how to do our steps? Because if them steps ain't right, I'm gonna be like, that ain't the step. That ain't how it goes. That's one. Number two, the people who were there, like myself, you would have had a better movie because we could have told you some stories that could have fit well into what you were trying to create with the movie.
Yeah.
So, and then to add insult to injury, Rolling Stone does an article talking about the movie, and they talk about everybody that's been doing well off of Amy's legacy, except for the band members who are out here still doing shit. They gave more props to the tribute band. My boy Xylon has his own festival, and they don't even talk about that.
Bro, it's not a clear picture, but come on, man. Like, yo, my boy right there, bro. Like, stop playing, man. Stop playing with my boy, bro. Stop playing with my boy, bro. Stop playing. Stop playing.
That bothers me being an Amy Winehouse fan myself.
Stop playing, bro. Put some respect on my brother's name, bro. Stop playing with me.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Just knowing that we're missing that little piece of history, that hurts. That hurts.
Yeah.
Being an Amy Winehouse fan myself, that hurts. Knowing that, yo, you sitting right there, and you and the crew could have been a big influential part of that.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like it's not Ray Charles, it's not Muhammad Ali, where a lot of people done died off. Like y'all right there, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, because here's the thing, and I say this to say this because for the last, let's say, 18, 20 years, being on social media, when I first got on here, of course, a little bit further than that with MySpace, most of my fans are still here from MySpace, Twitter, and all that shit. When I started promoting my brand and talking about the artists who I've worked with, things like that, the thing is that some people didn't understand it because from that perspective, wow,
come on, man, stop playing. Nah, put respect on my brother's name, bro. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, bro. Fuck out of here.
People don't understand is that all the money that I made after I became a school teacher, and then later on, of course, when the gigs started coming in and more money started packing in, I didn't have $2,500 for a publicist.
Right.
And getting a manager, yeah, you're gonna take 20%, but 20% of nothing is what?
Nothing.
So the thing is that I had to become my own promotion and marketing. So the thing is, if you don't tell your story, or if you don't make sure that people know, be humble, bitch. I'm already humble.
I could tell too. I could definitely tell.
Can't get more humble.
But every moment that I had to talk my shit and to let people know, because I realized in the end, if you don't tell your story, other people will try to tell your story for you.
For you.
Yep.
And they know you, but they don't have clue of what you went through, how much you sacrificed, how much you hustled, how stressful it's been. Imagine having, and I'm gonna say this is the first time I'm ever publicly saying this shit. Imagine having the mother of your twins itching for you to do something because you still have to wait for a check for 2 weeks. And it's very easy for me to get in these streets and do what a lot of my friends were doing, and I didn't. You know how stressful that mentally is?
It's real.
The music wasn't taking off. And you would think, and mind you, I was making some money, but I wasn't making enough to keep pushing the Planet Talk thing for at that time. That's when I was young. I'm still learning about the ins and the outs and the business part of it. But the thing is that I realized I had to become everything of who I was. And I had to really have a whole I don't give a fuck mentality. You know why? Because the thing was just that if I don't speak on my shit and what I've done, other people will not only speak it for me, because there are two types of people in this music industry. Ready for this? Watch this. One part of the people is, hey, Law, you got amazing talent. You're awesome. I don't care who you work with. You're just a bad motherfucker. I love those people because they don't care about my resume, my platinum resume, by the way. They don't care about that. But then there's the other half, which is like Janet Jackson. You know what that means? Yeah, you're dope, but what have you done for me lately? Who not lately? Who you work with? Remember Carlito's Way with Al Pacino? Then when Benny from the Bronx was trying to get part of his crew in the beginning, when Benny was trying to be down, what he said? Been made people, connected people. Who you been with? Because unfortunately, sometimes it ain't always what you know. It's
who you know.
So I also realized that both of those things had to go hand in hand. My DJ, my other best friend, DJ Khalif Wins on Instagram. If I want to follow him, just have him on the show next. Khalif is the one that gave me the title. Khalif is the one that gave me the title, the most talented kid in the music business. Because he said
the streets actually did that, bro. Let's be real.
Yeah, but he's the one that, but he's the one that put it in stone, because the thing was just that Khalif knew the way I operate. He was like, listen, there really is no one like you. It's going to be never resistance first. Because you know why? Because like, what's kind of kid? Who do you think he is? And the thing is that I realized I'm from Brooklyn. We are the borough where if you talk this amount of shit, you better back it up. Whether it's the streets, whether it's music, and damn sure in sports. Because you can't say you nice and ball and your jump shot is weak.
Talk about it. Yo, real quick, while we got.
And look who my cousins are. Look who my brother is. My brother's casino chick. Look at my uncle is a street ball legend, Kevin K. Rock. Then you got my cousins, Shamik Cook, and Omar Cook, who y'all know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
boy,
you
y'all
couldn't talk that shit if you couldn't back it up. Look
Absolutely.
at Omar's career. Look at my cousin Omar's career before he became a coach.
Yeah.
It's on Wikipedia and everywhere you can find. Go Google it. My cousin was, and mind you, he's retired now, but best believe if he really wanted to just get back and play ball again, he could. He's that nice. So the thing is that I had to become my own entity to make sure that people understood how serious I was about my craft and what I was doing. And in order to do that, you have to be a confident motherfucker. I'm nice. As a kid, I'm nice, extremely humble, all smiles and everything. But I learned at 14 years old, it got me no fucking where. When Lawrence Law, that's when Flood and Mel was right on time for that, because when we met, I was becoming. I was already in that whole.
Yeah.
You know, I was me.
Yep. Yo, let me shoot a question at you real quick, Brody, because you know I sit here and listen to these stories all day. So, yo, you do a song with 3 guests, dead or alive. Who would it be?
I was not to interrupt you, and I want to give you a chance to think about that. I wanted to give you a chance to give a shout out. I just put down there at the bottom, like, your whole family is talented and humble.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I'm like, you shout out mad people. I'm like, yo, put their stuff up. Never mind. You got like 15 people to put up there. Never mind. But
yo, matter of fact, not to cut you off, Tori. Yo, Lord, when you get a chance, send me the Instagrams of the DJ and all that, bro. We want to definitely promote that.
I got you. So you said 3, right?
Yeah. Dead or alive.
Well, it's so funny because a lot of my dreams came true for me already with a few of those guys. So
you know, I know that. The fans don't know that.
I have to think about it.
All right, so take your time. Take your time, brother.
So, I would say let's just make it easy. Of course, a couple of years ago, I had the opportunity to hang out with my idol for 5 hours, which of course is Stevie Wonder.
Nice.
Me and Stevie Wonder had a 5-hour conversation in Beverly Hills.
So, nice.
That's number 1 on my list. And the reason why I say that is because I met Prince. Prince is my number 1 idol. I met Prince, but our conversation only lasted for a minute because Prince wasn't very talkative.
Prince don't talk. I know that firsthand.
I'll tell more of that story later. But definitely Stevie Wonder, Prince, and to add to that list. If you're gonna say dead or alive, Big L.
Nice. Yo, that's a track. Yo, that's
a crazy track, bro.
We love metaphors, so you know me. It's crazy because I knew most of L's people, but me and L never met. I knew his people from Harlem. I knew most of his guys from 135th. So,
yo, now. This is gonna be the part of the show where we're gonna get disrespectful, so I don't care at this point. Yo, talk about Diddy, bro. Talk about Diddy.
Well, no, wait, hold on, real quick. Before you talk about Diddy, the way I wanted to ask that question was because
my bad.
No, you good, bro. With everything coming out, right? All this bullshit coming out. And of course, Diddy wasn't the start of it. There's been many people before in the industry with the same shit, maybe, at a higher level or like whatever. How does artists like you who still do this shit and see peers around you doing foul shit like this, how do you keep going forward and try to tell people, yo, like it's just one bad apple in the bunch? We're not all like that.
Because first and foremost, my mother, Dr. Sandra Taylor, by the way.
Nice.
Shout out, mom. Shout out, mom.
Yeah.
My mom taught us very early 2 very important things. Always be a leader. Now, of course, if you're going to follow, because you have to follow first, but if you're going to follow somebody who's doing the right fucking thing. We're not perfect. None of us are perfect. But at the same time, that. Number 2, she also taught me create your own environment. When you create your own environment, you'll never be bored a day in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said,
that's deep.
I think the projection of everything that I've been through in this industry was simply because when I saw everybody going right, I always went left. So the thing about it is that seeing it going around me is nothing new to me. That's why sometimes I just shake my head. I'm like, it's interesting, especially when it comes to who Mel mentioned, because keep in mind, I saw Bad Boy when it was starting.
Yep.
My boy Free from Duo Live battled Biggie. Nino used to come to our school where we used to do this round table thing outside by the park. That's the site. That's where the ciphers happened. All the ciphers.
Ciphers. Yep.
So the thing is that we saw all this shit when it was starting. So keep in mind that be like, who's all this? I said, no, I didn't see that part. I'll be real. But the thing is that at that time, when that was happening, I got signed to Henchman Entertainment. And in case you don't know, that's Jimmy Henchman.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard of Haitian Jack?
Yeah.
All those guys?
Yeah.
Those are my guys.
Talk about it.
You got to understand something.
Told you certain things we can't say.
Some of their no, I could talk about.
I mean, you can say it now, but you couldn't say it then.
You know why? Because you got to remember, Jimmy's nephew to this day is still one of my very good friends. This very day. You got to remember. So we saw Harv Pierre, who was an intern at Henchman before he became the vice president of Bad Boy.
Yo.
Yeah.
Damn.
Haitian Jack used to be in the studio, hanging out, regular.
Damn.
Always a nice guy. Always. Even though you know what you know about him in the streets.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's true. That's definitely. But the thing is that when it came to us, they never exposed us to any of that shit that was going on. And first of all, you gotta remember, as kids, we already knew what was up. So it wasn't like we were like these green. We weren't green. We from Crown Heights and Bed-Stuy and Brownsville. Come on.
No, I feel you.
Jimmy never brought that into our circumference. He was always focused on the music when it came to us. Despite his street ties. That's why to this day, you will always hear me sing Jimmy's praises because Jimmy believed in me when nobody did. Jimmy got my name in the Vibe magazine. You know how proud of a moment that was to see my name in Vibe magazine in '95 after I graduated high school?
Bro, that's big. Like, yo.
Yeah.
It's a swelling inside. I can imagine.
So imagine that after all the blood, sweat, and tears through high school, every fucking rhyme cipher, singing in church, doing shows with my mother. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing is, and here I was and by the way, that Vibe magazine I'm talking about, that's the one when TLC was on the cover after Left Eye burned Andre Rice's house down.
Nice.
Oh shit!
It's iconic. Iconic. I put it there.
And there was my name. It'd be like Henchman Entertainment coming soon. Groove Theory, and my first group, L.A.W and the Binding Idiots. I was naming my first band. And the thing is, see what I mean? So the thing is,
I actually remember. No, I actually remember it.
I remember the buyout again. Oh,
I actually remember it.
You know how good it felt to be in high school and to have your name in Vibe magazine. Not to mention
the biggest magazines ever.
Hold on. The only person that upstaged me is who? My older brother Casino Chip, because he got into unsigned hype in the Source for his shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice.
How crazy is that? My older brother Casino Chip gets featured, because back in those days, unsigned hype, that was the Bible. My older brother representing Marcy, my flesh and blood. I'm number 2 out of 6. I'm number 2. He's number 1. And then I'm in the Vibe magazine under Henchman Entertainment for my shit. Do you know how good that felt to have that and to show my family? And then not to mention, like you said earlier, my man, most of my family supported me. That's the key. All my cousins who I ran with, every time we were kids, man, you don't understand. We had the clubs and shit, and we chilled in the VIP section. And my cousin Tori, we sitting right there like, the thing, Lord. Then we used to record demos in our basement in Jersey. I'm like, yeah, man, this is crazy. So for me, in that moment of transparency and seeing what everybody's doing now, and that leads us to what we're talking about right now with Diddy, is that there was one time I got invited to go to a Bad Boy party, and for some strange reason, it didn't happen. And you know what I say that was?
They ain't number
God.
They ain't number God, bro.
Number two, I did go to a Bad Boy screening party. You gotta remember, there are two different kinds of parties.
Yeah,
There's the Diddy Bad Boy party, that's the exclusive. But the other Bad Boy parties were more fun. Because it wasn't none of that bullshit that we're hearing about now. It was more fun.
Right.
It was more people come to have a good time, you know, and people were in the conclusion. But that other shit, what Diddy was doing, like, and the thing is that I would hear things every now and then, but fortunately for me, I never saw it. Because at that point in my life, I was so moving in where God had me with my own shit. I didn't have time. Then I found out later from Jimmy's nephew that somebody from Bad Boy did have an interest in my group, but it never got back to me.
They ain't number God, bro. They ain't number God, bro.
Yeah.
They number God, bro.
If I would, and I could be truthful and say this, not just Bad Boy, because you know, and the thing about me and Henchman is that we parted ways amicably. No bullshit, no nothing. Jimmy let me out my contract because there was no more they could really do for me at that point.
Yeah.
So no beef, no bullshit. He's like, yo, Lord, we did whatever we could, but we still remain close to this day. He'll be home soon. Got like another year.
No, that's what's up.
So the thing is that, and you gotta remember when he did go down, when he did get arrested, as you know, the game goes. A lot of people turned on him. You know that. A lot of people
of course.
Of course. All kind of stupid shit. And Jimmy saw who people were. And his nephew hit me up on Instagram one day and was like, Law, thank you for always holding my uncle down for 20 years, man. You never said nothing bad about him. I said, first of all, what is there bad to say about him? Like I told you earlier, Jimmy never did anything wrong to us. He didn't do nothing, at least to me and my guys. He didn't do nothing wrong. And you gotta remember, I got to deal with Jimmy because my other best friend Jonathan's uncle used to run with Jimmy.
I feel you. I feel you.
See what I'm saying? And I don't have to say what that was. You already know what it was. So the thing is just that this is Flatbush we're talking about. So if you know, you know. And the thing is that, like Mel said earlier, me being myself led me on the pathway to where you see me now. Because even though I love the musical Bad Boy era, Death Row, all stuff coming out, we loved all that shit. But the thing was, that I knew that I was doing something different. And when you're different, it's going to lead you to where people know. Because I'm thinking on my mind, why these labels don't want me? And then God told me as clear as day, it's because the way I have your career set up, you're going to be an owner. People all the people you said you was going to work with, it's going to happen. I told my mother at 13 years old, I'm going to meet George Clinton one day. 25 years later, I've been a P-Funk member for the last 25 years. I produced. George Clinton gave me my first check and my first major check as a producer. George gave me $6,000.
Yo, shout out to George Clinton, man. Love Parliament, love George, love all of it. That's just me geeking out right now.
All right. Let me geek out real quick because Law always known that I've been a big ass New Edition fan. Yeah, I need a New Edition story, bro. I need one.
No, you want a New Edition story?
I need one. Yeah.
All right, I got a bunch of them, but here's the one. There's so many I can tell, man. Oh my god. I get excited even thinking about it. Okay, so this was 2016. Which ironically was the last tour that they did before they started arguing again. You know, they see you haven't said some of my New Edition.
Home Again album?
No,
was it the Home Again one?
2016.
No, this is after One Love. After One Love.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
The thing about New Edition, you have to understand, is that they never ever break up. They take breaks, hiatuses, and usually bullshit actually happens to that. Wait, what happened? Hold that thought. I'll be right back. Let me go.
Nah, you good. You good.
Yeah, New Edition just had their thing in Las Vegas earlier this year, right?
Yo, and I was mad I couldn't get to that, bro. Yeah, man. I wanted to get to that. I had to, the one thing that I want to do, I gotta meet Ralph and Bobby. I have to. I want to give Bobby a hug, man, because that man been through a lot, and he's still here. I want to give Bobby a hug, and Ralph was just my dude, man. Ralph was just my dude. Even till this day, like I ain't fanboying. Listen, let me not sound like Riley. I ain't dick riding or nothing, but Ralph is my
he said stop lying.
I ain't dick.
I'm so joking with you, bro. I'm joking.
Yo, shut up.
Nah, you ain't joking. You being serious. Stop playing. You fanboying right now.
No. Let's get something straight. Before I get into this story, let me get this straight real quick. So I'm gonna piggyback off what you just said. I need to tell everybody this, and everybody who's watching and listening, especially if you're from the street like I am, the real streets.
Yeah.
There is a huge difference between dick riding and extreme admiration for people that you love. Keep in mind, I've never been a dick rider because I'm too much on my own shit to ride anything. I'm just not. That's just not in my cards. I just don't do that.
Say that shit again for the people in the back. You got to say that one more time, bro. Say that one more time.
I ride my own shit before I ride anybody else. That's just not what I do. I'm not into it. But the thing is that somehow between the last part of our generation and this generation, when you show now all of a sudden when you show love to someone that you look up to or somebody you just admire, oh, stop dick riding. I say he's not dick riding, he's showing love because men are not. So you gotta remember, us guys, we're not known for showing that kind of emotion. See, I was the type of nigga, and Mel will tell you this shit too.
Talk about it.
When I would go to the clubs, anytime I seen a nigga that had on some fly, like some fly kicks or a jewelry piece I like, I'll be like, yo, that's hot.
Yeah.
I'm not a hater.
Yeah.
The same way.
That's how I am.
I'm a huge shoe head, so I get it.
Especially since we gotta remember, clothing is me and Mel's things. Between Polo and Hilfiger, we would come to school and trade bars. You'd be like, yo, where you got that one from? Like we literally would be trading information and giving each other the plug. Where you went? You went to Jimmy? You went to Dr. J's? Okay, we gonna go over there. The thing was that because when you're confident in who you are, when you're secure in who you are, you ain't gotta hate on the next man. Anything I'm trying to see, I'm like, yo, I like that, dude. I like that ensemble you put together because you gotta remember, unlike most of my friends, I traveled from town to town. And I went to Detroit for the first time. You know, you're a Biggie said my Detroit players. They said it for a reason because most niggas in Detroit, the hustlers and the players, they love New York, Chicago. They love New York. They love New York. So when I came out there and we was in the club, it was like I hear that accent. You from New York, right? I say, yeah. He said, yo, we love you. And mind you, and I'm in 8 Mile, right? I was right up in 8 Mile, in the mix of it all. I'm in the hood club, not the trendy downtown club. I'm talking about the hood club, 7 Mile and 8 Mile. And niggas was showing me love. No scheming, yo, that Scorpio chain. I'm a Scorpio too. I'm like, oh, word, what's your birthday? Like I literally, because they didn't feel threatened by a nigga like me. Because when you got so much realness and love in your heart, and you like to see niggas, I like to see niggas win, man. I've always been the type of person. If you winning, why can't we win? You know, and the thing is that this is what I love about Big Meech. Because when I'm here, remember, I only met the man once. I don't know him. He's not my friend. We ain't buddies. I ain't got no picture with him. But when I met him, the aura surrounding what you hear when you hear people talk about Big Meech with BMF, it's true. Because Meech wanted this. That's why he went from Alabama to Miami. All the hustlers of abundance. He brought everybody eating together. We're getting money. Why should I have an argument with you about something stupid? The only difference is that y'all niggas get greedy. So when I give a nigga a compliment on his shirt or his pants or some shit, or if I see some sneakers or some shoes, I'm like, I like those, fam. I like those. Those are hot. There's no shame in my game because, and then when niggas show it to me, I don't get gas. I'll be like, yo, thank you. I appreciate that. Especially when it comes to my style, because Mel will tell you, when everybody else is rocking Jordans, I was a New Balance king. Still down to this day, 400 pairs.
Still to this day, yep.
Everybody could be like,
Purple and white.
Purple and white. So you remember that when people kept asking, mind you, as they were talking about that shit, 2 years later, niggas around my block started wearing New Balance. Like, yo, Lord started the trend.
And look what's going on right now. Motherfuckers still wearing New Balance. Got styles that is like got me wanting. I got a couple pairs in my collection. I'm like, yo, I can't believe I'm going out to buy a fucking pair of New Balance. What the?
I can tell you now. I can tell you now. I know I got some years on you, but I can tell you honestly. Yeah. Back then, New Balance, because the thing was that you got to remember where we were living at that time.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, even though we had room to experiment with clothing and different styles and trends and things that we like personally, but for the most part, if you didn't have the top 6 in your haberdashery, you know, it was like, okay, you know, and it shouldn't be like that. But I'm gonna tell you, when you get older, I'm gonna blow your mind right now. I'm gonna make y'all all bug out. At 15. When I started putting my own shit together, I realized clothes don't make the man make the clothes.
Absolutely.
No, I'm gonna get deep. Watch this, because, and I'm gonna tell you what proved that. Because in early 2000s, you ready for this? Brace yourselves. You know how I knew this was true, and why brands didn't matter after a while? Because in early 2000s, the most old school, unlikely form of clothing became the hottest brand in America all over the world. You want to know what that is?
Talk about it.
The fucking white t-shirt. My white tee. Look at my white tee.
I was thinking about white tees.
We used to get my grandmother used to whoop our ass when we would take off our shirts and button-up shirts in church. Your white shirt is short. Button your shirt back up. This is when we were kids. Early 2000s, the white t-shirt was the hottest clothing item on the fucking planet, especially in the dirty South.
You still got people, Dirty South representative right here.
Come on.
Still got people going to the corner store buying a crispy white tee.
And I was going to say,
look, I'm in New Orleans, and you can go to a corner store, buy a fried shrimp po' boy, buy a mixtape, a white tee, and get 10 on 5.
And I'm gonna tell you why. To this very day, I'm a city boy. I'm a city boy with Southern root. You gotta remember, my grandfather, Alabama, my grandmother, South Carolina. Understand?
What up, man?
My father, North Carolina. Understand?
What up, man?
So when I saw niggas hating on the South, I said, y'all really got to be on some special drug, because I'm pretty sure that's the reason why we gotta remember, we brought Outkast, not them personally, we brought the Southern Playlistic album to my hood. We put them onto it, because the thing was just that I said, first of all, I'm a city boy with Southern roots, so hating on them is like hating on myself. Number one. Number two, we understood it because that vast amount of culture, because understand, even when I talk, I have a Brooklyn accent, but when I say y'all, that's automatically my Southern shit coming through. My grandmother don't even call me Lawrence. She called me Lawrence. Not Lawrence. Lawrence. Hey, Lawrence, come with your way around. Like I grew up in that. So the thing is, for me, is that when the white t-shirt, I said, this is old school flavor. It's new to some of the niggas at that time. But if you grew up in the dirty South, or you have parents from church that came up in the gospel from the South, you knew what it was when it came to white t-shirts. So that's why I'm telling y'all, when I learned that shit, all bets were off. And I say that because that means you can take any fucking shirt and make it hot.
Yeah.
You don't have to wear what everybody else.
Yo, you got
I got the clothing brand Supreme.
I got the Bobby Womack
shades on right now, Supreme. They got a white t-shirt with a red box with the Womack shades on right now. Supreme.
Exactly.
It's simple, and you know what I'm saying? It's simple, but it's like
I'm saying that because the thing is that I had all the polo shirts in the world. I had sweaters, the whole shit. But I would also buy the polo rugby that a lot of the other guys wouldn't buy, because the teddy bear thing was a thing for the low lives. And most of my friends who were low lives, they had the special edition. But I had all that shit too, because a lot of them used to go to Reading, Pennsylvania and Franklin Mills to boost some of those clothes to bring it back to the hood.
Yeah.
Hear what Jay-Z said, what he said in the song. Summertime's unforgettable, incredible. Boots is in abundance. Buy a half price sweater new. Up in that. So my boys would come through and go to Franklin on the weekend and bring back and sell because polo shirts were expensive back then too. Now, mind you, like most of my friends, I had a job and I had allowance too. So I had some money. I wasn't like most of my friends got with the trade. They were doing what they was doing, but I wasn't into that. So my thing for me was that I had money. So I supported my booster friends because if they're going to sell me a polo shirt at $75, they're going to sell it to me for 15. I get 4 shirts. Shit.
Exactly.
We
support my niggas. Support my niggas. You better
Damn, wait, hold on. Polos back then was $75?
Bro.
Yeah.
You don't understand.
Them joints is over 100 now.
Over 2.
That's just the shirt. That's just the shirt and the sweater. The polo jackets, like the Columbia jacket, like the Jerry G. I'm going back in time now.
Go ahead, talk about it.
Cross colors, all the major jackets that were part of that. Used, remember used? The Guess jean jackets.
Oh no, them shits was fire.
All that shit was at least $275 to $300, if not more.
We used to get that shit for like $75.
Exactly. Now, mind you, I've always said this. Let me see if y'all agree with me. I've always said this. There are certain things in life that I will gladly pay $200, $300 for. If I like it. Like I say, my younger brother, he's a Jordan head. So, of course, he spends his money. He's been that way since we were kids. He loves Jordan. I get it. But for me, it was all anything I spent. The coats. That's why you saw my latest pictures, right? I bought the 8 balls back out.
Yeah, I saw that.
I walked the streets. Listen, you don't understand. That whole 2 weeks, white, black, and Hispanic, everybody was stopping me in the streets.
For the 8 ball?
Yo, that 8 ball. You said, yo, that's I said, because you gotta remember, if you're from New York, mind you, in the South, niggas looked up to those jackets too. I knew it. See, when I went, I knew it. Like, yo, Lord, man, you and your cousin. Because my cousin Troy was the first one in our family to have an 8 ball. Him and my sister nephew, they had the 8 balls first.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? The thing is that and my older sister Neppy, she was what you call the Peninsula fly girl. Door knocker earrings, MCM Dapper Dan, all that shit. She was a fly girl. So you gotta understand, I grew up, and one thing my family can do, and I'll tell you, we can dress. Suit a tie,
bro. I miss that fucking era, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
I miss
that era was.
Bro, thank God we still can dress, right?
No, that's a whole fact. Bro,
I'll tell you, we had our own style, but when we wanted to step out,
listen, you don't know how good it feels when I go to meetings and shit. And real quick meeting before, and then we go to the new edition store. We're gonna get into that too. But the thing is that
you good, bro.
How good it feels to sit into an office. I work, for those who don't know, I'm with an agency called Element Music. That's been my agency for 25 years. We do corporate events like bar mitzvahs and private parties and weddings and all kind of stuff. How good it feels when I go into a meeting to sit with clients, and one of the guys, so you're the law in Brooklyn Law, right? I say, yeah, the name of the band's called Brooklyn Law. He's like, you're the law. So what part of Brooklyn are you from? I said, I'm from Crown Heights. Really? I'm from Crown Heights. So I said, let me guess, Eastern Parkway. How did you know? I said, well, the synagogue was right in the corner on Eastern Parkway, not too far from where I live. To him, it was like, man, we so glad we hired you. Look how diverse you are. The fact that you even know, because Hava Lagila to Jewish people is like gospel, it's like black gospel music to us, like Kyle Walker, all that kind of stuff. So to them, when you know their stuff, it's like, oh wow. I said, well, I'm from Crown Heights. That's besides our hood, that's Jewish Central.
That's a whole entire.
I still get my challah bread from the same store that was on there on Crown Street. Remember Crown Street?
It's still there. Yeah. Oh, they got the best fucking pastries over there. Let's not even talk about it.
That challah bread. Oh my God.
Hey, yo, bro.
I tell you. I ain't got no, thank you, Pete. I love you, man. Thank you so much for the support, man. Peter's always supporting, bro.
Always.
Also, to sit there in an office with my jeans on and my sneakers, my Scorpio chain, and my Brooklyn hat on, and they want me to do their wedding. This is me coming from tenement slums and corner bumps. Or as Rick James would say, playing tag with winos because we had nothing better else to do.
Mm-hmm.
To come from that and to be sitting in a meeting, getting booked for a high class clientele of a wedding, being myself.
That's a blessing, bro.
Good to know that the way that you and Mel used to dress is not only accepted, but to even have the young kid. When I went to go do the thing for the Prince Symposium 2 weeks ago, I walked on J Street. I'm minding my bit. I'm going to get something to eat. There was these young kids outside. I had the orange and black 8-ball jacket. I have the 7 different flavors. So that shit is hard. With the orange, you balance to match. That shit is hard. So I'm just walking. I'm just chilling. I'm not looking for no attention. One of those young guys. I don't know none of these young kids. Yo, bro, that jacket is fire, man. I like that 8-ball jacket. He couldn't be no older than 17. So you ask me why I don't conform? I don't have to conform. I'm that nigga.
Say that again for the people in the back.
In the back.
Generation. Everybody who I've met that's been younger than me, like between the ages of 18 and probably 35, they all salute. And I don't stand there like, salute, I'm the OG. I don't do that. I don't have
You don't need to. You don't need to.
I mean, what?
Sometimes your clothes and your aura, because fuck the clothes. I could take off my jacket, brother. I'm sitting in what? In a black t-shirt and some dusty ass sweats. People love the vibe and the energy that I bring into a building wherever I go. And that is a Scorpio thing. I ain't gonna lie. That's a Scorpio thing.
Nah, talk about it. Talk about it.
You know, it's a proud moment for me to speak on those type of things because I am 100% myself. Now let's get into the New Edition story.
Nah, you good, bro.
The year is 2015.
Let's go.
So they just had #1 record with Johnny Gill called This One's For Me and You.
I remember that.
So the thing is that they were on this tour, which would end up being the last tour until the movie came out. Actually, no, I'm bugging. No. The movie already came out around that time. They go did the Hollywood Stalk of Fame. So anyway, as most people know, I love all my big brothers equally, but I'm really, really close to Ralph and Biv. That's what I'm really, really close to. You know, me and Bobby are really good too. That's my idol. Me and Bobby are really good too, but I'm not as close to him as I am to Ralph and Biv, especially Ralph. Ralph. So anyway, I'm there. You know, of course, since the age of 8, I've never missed a New Edition show. It was my first concert. My mother took me to it at Westbury Music Fair. So here I am, still, you know, at that point. Now, me and Ralph and Bill have been close for 20-something years already. So I get to go to all the shows most of the time. So mind you, the movie was out. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So anyway, one of those rare nights, because usually, you know, some of the members will go back to the hotel, call the night, and did the meet and greets and all that shit. It's over. We're good. And then some of them don't. Some of them hang out. So in this case, it's always me, Biv, Ronnie, my Scorpio big brother.
Yeah, Ronnie. Hell yeah.
It was just one night where me and Ralph was talking on the tour bus after the show was over. So we got so deep into the conversation, I end up going back with them to the hotel in Parsippany in Jersey. Crazy, right? Because I'm just like you say, yo, Lord, ain't you in Long Island? I'm like, man, I gotta give it. At the time I was married. Now, the one thing about my ex-wife, I'm still best friends with my ex-wife to this day. I love her to death.
Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
My ex-wife was out with her family in Boston, ironically, which is where New Edition is from. They in Boston. So the crazy shit is that I checked in with the wife. I said, I said, y'all not back. He said, no, we ain't getting back till Sunday. So I'm just letting y'all know I'm out in Jersey with Ralph and them. He said, oh boy, you with your boys. I get it. Because she knew. Right. You know, marriage, I was faithful. So at the end of the day, she knew.
Absolutely.
So anyway, we hanging out. So we at Houlihan's. You know about Houlihan's?
That should sound familiar.
Houlihan's.
I know about that. Somehow. I don't know how, but I know.
Houlihan's is almost like a Sizzler. You know, some food, drinks.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so the show was over. I'm back at the hotel. So me and Ralph sit down and chat for a minute because Ralph didn't, Ralph had the rest of his voice. I'm like, so we'll catch up probably in the morning before you leave. So he went back to the room, and then Johnny hung out for a minute. He left. So me, Biv, Ron, and his boy Fish Grease, that's my other dude too. We all went to Houlihan's. We just chilling. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. We just talking. Now, mind you, it's the first time that we've hung out like this, but it had been a minute though. It had been a minute. So Biv turns around to me like he always does. Biv says to me, "All right, Law, you know how Biv talk. All right, Law, let me ask you this, man. The reason why I'm gonna ask you this shit because the one thing I love about you all these years, you like our little brother because we love you so much, and we know you're gonna always tell us the truth about how we look on stage because you know all our choreography. And everybody say all the steps. I'm gonna ask you up front, how you like this tour?" I said, "The tour is great." I said, "What do you think about the everybody performing?" I said, "Well, to be honest with you, I like it better when it's all 6 of you. I love when Bobby's there, and also." Tell Johnny he's gonna have to lose a few pounds because Johnny was getting heavy at that time. He's good now. The reason why I said that, not to diss, that's my idol. No. Because you gotta remember, if nothing else about New Edition, it's the steps. And to keep up with the steps, you have to be as light as you can possibly be. And Johnny was gaining some weight. I said, Johnny, he was still keeping up with it, but you could tell like he's the oldest member of the group. So the thing is with him, you see him now, though, right? He got in that gym. He
got all that down. Yeah.
He look real good now. He be back to the old Johnny now, only without the flat top. Anyway, so I told Biv the truth, and Biv started laughing. He's like, "See, that's why I asked you." And then I said, "Well, now that you done told me the truth, you got to tell me the truth, and I'm gonna ask you this." He said, "Sure." You really spit in Bobby's face? That's what the movie, right?
The movie.
Yeah. No. Not just the movie. Read Bobby's book because they talk about the fight. The movie downplayed the fight. That fight lasted for 3 hours. In the movie, they had to shorten it.
Yeah,
that fight at the limo, Bobby told me this, and Biv told me. He said, "Nigga, me and Bobby fought from the limo to the hotel room right before we got on stage. Fist fight. Like literally. Fucking Bobby Brown threw a barbell at him. Real shit. Oh yeah. Anyway, so I looked at Biv. I'm like, Biv, you spit in Bobby's face. That's the worst. I'm surprised he didn't kill it.
Yeah.
And the thing was just that. And Biv said to me, he was shaking his head. He's like, yeah, I did. He said, of course, I was dead. He said, I was dead wrong. He said, I never made an excuse for that. He said, I was dead wrong. I was in my feelings and shit like that. He said, and ultimately. Thank God we squashed that shit because considering, he said, me and Bob always fight. That's been us since we were kids. We always got into fist fights and shit. He said, but I took it there. I spit in his face. I shouldn't have never spit it. He had every right to jump out that limo and lunge at me like a fucking wrestler because, spit in nobody's face. The thing is just that. So now Ronnie comes into conversation. So Ronnie starts talking about his top 5 dead or alive. We start comparing notes rap-wise.
Okay.
We ended up in Hula Hands till it shut down at 4 o'clock in the morning. Just talking, catching up. And the thing is that those are just one of a whole bunch of moments I've had a chance to spend with my number one favorite R&B group of all time.
Nah, that's a blessing.
My main guys to be able to say that me and Ralph and Biv and Ron have been close this long for 20 something years. Everybody can't say that shit. To be able to say certain things. I could be in the third row of the audience and Ralph start doing Crucial. I'm not looking to be, I'm just in the audience chilling. I'm enjoying the show like everybody else. Heartbeat. What up, Law? I'm like, shit. I'm around you.
That's dope. That's dope.
You know how you feel all the eyes on you? Because now everybody's looking at you like,
now you just like, oh, shit.
Oh, no, it's even worse.
That's love, man.
It's even worse. It's even worse with New Kids on the Block because it never fails. Every New Kids on the Block show that I've been to, because remember, I know all their choreography too.
I bet you was done.
One night, Donnie was doing some stuff off the Face of Music album. I know the routine. As he's doing the routine, he points at me because he knew he's like, Law's probably doing the routine. He said, I looked at you because I knew if anybody don't know the old routine is Law. So the thing is that he already had shouted me out. Not to mention, if you notice, a couple of years ago on the New Kids on the Block cruise, I know Donnie gave me probably the greatest birthday shout out ever in life. I don't think nobody's gonna ever. Only thing that could top that is just Stevie Wonder hanging out with me for 5 hours. That's the only thing that comes close to that. Donnie Wahlberg celebrated my birthday, and just so we clear, I didn't ask him to.
Right.
I didn't. He didn't. You know, it wasn't none of that. None of what you saw in that video was planned. None of it.
Nah, it was love, man.
When you're, it's one thing when your fans show you love, but when the heroes that you looked up to as a kid, they love your stuff and they're a fan of your music. Yeah. Donnie told the whole world, he said, Lord, we got you next New Kids album. You're working on it. Period.
Oh shit. Y'all heard it here first.
I mean, right here. Most of the fans heard, they know already because Donnie made it very public. Donnie made it very public. And the thing is just that again, you know, I don't pay for cosigns. I don't beg for it.
You never do.
Platinum resume and you have real street cred and you really doing shit out here, and you look this damn good to be a father of 3 girls and 1 boy, and have grandkids.
Talk about it.
It's something to talk about because again, God forbid the fact that I got a chance to hang out with my idol Bobby Brown, because we could have lost him during the Whitney years when he was in his when he wasn't there. Yeah. And to be able to when another new edition story. The first tour when they got back together, the Culture Tour, which was a couple of years ago. So I'm backstage, I'm hanging out once again, I'm chilling out, and they having breaks in between. So Bobby had to take a break to get ready for his solo set. So Bobby was sitting there, with water. I ran up to him real quick. I said, Bob, what up? He looked, oh shit, Lord, what up, man? I said, no, I said, Bobby. I said, listen, I'm gonna let you know something. Don't let nobody tell you different. You're doing excellent. They was going around talking about, oh, Bobby's moving a little bit. I said, let him. It's going to take a minute for him to get back into that kind of shape again. You see him now, though, right? See him now?
Yeah.
Back on this shit. Go, Bobby. Go, Bobby. I say he's back. He's coming back. And the thing is that when Bobby first started the tour, I told people, as long as he commits himself to rehearsals, because Brooke don't play with him to this day. To this very day. Brooke is what, in his late 60s, early 70s. He don't play with none of them. And Brooke actually told me this. Brooke was like, Lord, I got to tell you, man, when I read your posts about us, that's how I know we're doing something right. That, you know how good that made me? Because I said, I'm just upholding your honor, sir, because when I run my routines for my group, I'm you.
You don't play when it comes to that. I know that. I've seen it. Yeah. I don't play with that because he don't either. So the thing is that to be able to look my idol, Bobby Brown, in his face and say to him, you're doing excellent. Don't let nobody tell you different. He's like, thank you, Lord. I appreciate that, little brother. Thank you. You know how good that made me feel, man, that we still got Bobby here after all the shit that he's been through? Absolutely.
And he looks good. He got an incredible wife. And look, he lost a daughter and son, but got 2 new beautiful daughters. I mean, they're like now. They're up there now. But the thing is just that he's counting his blessings. And the thing is that to be able to be with my heroes, hang with my heroes, and even work with them. I haven't worked with them, of course. I'm about to work with New Kids, but haven't worked with New Edition yet. But the thing is just that to be able to say that at the age that I'm at right now, going back all those years that me and Mel was running the streets in Brooklyn, he saw me battling at the lunch table in rhyme ciphers, tearing niggas' heads off. He saw me when I had the bass and guitars in my room. Law's on some other shit. Law's putting together this mastermind, this Planeto concept is crazy. And and I say this shit because when Maurice White, the great Maurice White, if you know who that is,
talk about it.
When he told his jazz buddies that he was starting a group called Earth, Wind, and Fire, they looked at him like he was crazy. They said, "Wow, that's kind of out there, Maurice. It's kind of weird. I mean, where did you even get that name from?" He said, "Well, I'm deep into astrology. That's my astrological chart. It's Earth, Air, and Fire. So I just changed the earth, air to wind." And people thought, okay, he might make it, he might not. 6 years later, he's no longer here with us, but his brother Verdine still out there with the long perm.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Still got the energy, still playing bass. Brothers and no longer brothers. Fred died too. Fred White died as well. He's the only brother left out of the brothers. And Philip Bailey still got the voice.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So think about me for Planet 12 for 1 second. Planet 12, Mel was there when I was starting that shit.
Yep.
Look at me around the world with all the fans I have now that got their Planet 12 shirts and shouting me out and buying the records. And this group from Australia came to see my sold out show. The girls knew my freestyles.
Wow.
Who recites a free? What female you know, unless she's really into hip hop, recites your freestyles? And my cousin Sint, who you know as well, Sint City was there at the show with me, and the girls like, that's Sint City. They knew who my cousin was. Off of the mixtape that I've been pushing since me and Mel known each other.
Yeah, that's a whole fact. Yo, great. I gotta get you one more time, real quick.
Come on, man. Yo, come with. I'm loving this shit. Come on.
Top 5. Your top 5 rap, dead or alive. Talk about it.
Oh, that's easy.
Talk about it.
Oof. Okay. First and foremost, Cool G Rap is number 1. Period.
Absolutely. Come on, don't even play on that man name.
Cool G Rap. Then of course, family friend and my big brother who I opened up for, who's played ball with my uncle, the one and only Big Daddy Kane's. I got stories. Got stories.
Come on now.
Gotta love.
Got stories. Kane on my uncle. So that's number 2. Remember that's Lewis Ave. That's Lewis Avenue.
Yeah, hell yeah. Little Daddy Shane used to come to Boys and Girls all the time.
Thank you. And Daddy O from Sonic's son used to go to our school too.
Exactly. We was leaving. Oh, bro. A lot of people don't know this. We were leaving out of the high when Fab was coming in.
Yep.
Fab was coming in.
No, him and Paul.
Bro. Stop playing, bro.
Listen, that's Brevoort Projects for those that don't know. People don't understand.
That's another place people couldn't walk in, but we did.
We saw Fab when he was starting.
Yeah. He had his little polo gear.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
No.
Bro.
If you notice, Fab was always that nigga when it came to dress code. He was all yeah. Oh yeah.
Still is.
Dress.
Still is.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Still is.
Still is.
Look, I'll be looking at his Instagram sometimes. I'm like, that nigga still can dress, boy. I love it. So what I was saying,
hold on real quick, bro. Real quick. Our boy Aaron want to ask you this question. As a personal question, do you know Lloyd Banks?
Not personally, but here's the interesting thing about that. Even though I'm a certified Brooklyn hood boy, I can also claim Southside Jamaica, Queens, because I lived there for a time by Seatown, 175th.
Talk about it.
See what I mean? Nice. So literally, I got like I told you, I got friends everywhere. So when I moved to Southside Jamaica, Queens,
right,
not that far from where 50 and them grew up. So I know most of 50's people. Matter of fact, one of my main boys, Flav, is one of 50's tour managers. He does a lot of other stuff too. Flav was even shocked that I knew all his people because watch this, Mel. Guess who cut Flav's hair? No, you know where I'm going this, right?
I think I do.
My cousin, Rudy. My cousin,
Rudy.
So when he found out that Rudy was my cousin, he's like, damn, Lord, I can't go nowhere without you knowing all my, damn, Lord, know everybody.
Exactly.
He's like, nigga, in the words of Tupac, I get around.
Come on,
man. It was crazy because I remember me and Flav had only known each other for like a year. So the fact that I knew most of his people from Southside Jamaica, Queens, like, but I said, I keep telling you, nigga, it's the same shit. Look, you got Brooklyn peeps. I said, it's the same thing with me. I said, dude, my ex used to live on Gun Hill Road. I got people on Forest Ave in the Bronx. That's how I know Coco from SWV. That's why we're close. And I mentioned Taj is from our neighborhood. She's from Dean Street.
Yep. We used to go to school with her cousin.
Yeah,
we used to go to school with her cousin. Yep.
And Taj ain't changed. She's still hood as fuck. Don't get it twisted. Taj is still. Listen. Just recently, I saw them on tour with my boys. As y'all know, Nokia from Drew Hill is one of my best friends. The hot summer tour with them and Jodeci. SWV gave me my flowers in their dressing room. How crazy is that?
Nah, that's dope.
Wow.
Lily, now mind you, Lily was my. We've known each other for years. We've known each other for at least more than 15 years. So to go into their dressing room, I'm seeing the the takeoffs and the towels, all the lines, all the stuff that guys don't get to see. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about decadence. I'm talking about like just the girl stuff. You know, I'm sitting there, and literally, my sisters are giving me my flowers for me being an artist and the performer that I am.
Absolutely, you
know how good it feel to get flowers from the people. Again, the people you look up to. Especially them, because like I said, I know them personally on that level, on the street level.
Absolutely.
So it's like it's different. So it hits in a way where people get to understand, like even their style is like, so Lord, so how do you know each of them? And I said, well, you know, I said first off with me and Taj, so how's your cousin doing, Rub? Because you know my cousin Rub used to dance for Heavy D, Rubber. Yep. So basically, it's so many stories. I mean, if we have more than 2 hours, it's so many stories I could tell you.
Listen, we're gonna definitely have to give you a part 2, bro. We definitely got to give you a part 2.
Right.
And the thing was, it's just that in that moment, at that time, it was so crazy to have an understanding of why people were supporting what I was doing. Because again, I stayed true to who I was. Everybody that came in the mix of everything, it's made it enjoyable. Because again, I've been around. So when people was like, so when Flav was like, damn, man, you know, how you know? It's my cousin. Like, damn, Lord got a lot of family and niggas out here. I'm like, look, man, when you, and mind you, I'm not the only guy that's like that. It's a lot of guys like that. You know, they always say, when you that nigga, you that nigga. And I say that proudly only because I didn't do no shuck and jive shit to be that nigga.
And that's the beautiful part about it. One thing that I could say, not to cut you off, but one thing I could say about you, you've always been that dude that a lot of people gravitated to. And you know, and I don't mean to toot my own horn, but me as well. Like a lot of people gravitate. Yeah, I'm gonna toot the fuck out of it. But a lot of people gravitated to us. Like we didn't be something that we weren't. And just like you said before, a lot of the people that, you know, the clown niggas that we used to be around used to try so hard. Me and Law, we sit in the cut, we in the chilling. There's people around us.
Inside jokes, laughing, making fun of niggas.
While these niggas is on the other side, they just hating, they just steaming and shit like that.
I'm gonna tell you why, Mel, because I tell people this all the time. We were the popular kids without trying to be popular.
Right. Case in point, the dude from the McDonald's commercial, he swore up and down he was the shit.
He thought he
Me and Law just in the lunchroom. We chilling. We sitting here cracking jokes. We got like females and our boys on the side. We just sitting there cracking jokes. This nigga come in like man, go ahead.
Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Like on some and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna tell you why Mel could say that freely too. Because keep in mind, even after we graduated high school, you know, life goes on and stuff like that, and then we would see each other sporadically. And everything, and then of course things start taking off for me, so I don't get to see him as often. But the thing is that what made that part of what he said about Calvin, because look at what I've done. I've been on MTV, I've been on BET, I've been on different programs, and as you see, I've traveled and worked with names. I can name drop because I have names to drop.
Absolutely.
And the thing is just that I've been around the world, 5-star hotels, 4-star hotels, you name it. And I am still the same Brooklyn nigga that comes to Union Pacific to get his boneless chicken with French fries. And
I was just about to say,
I still do that. I still
One thing I know about my brother, this motherfucker will come all the way from where, I don't care where the fuck he at. He going to get that boneless chicken, and he let it be known, yo, I'm gonna be back in Brooklyn. I'm home. I'm going to get my boneless chicken.
Y'all heard it here first, y'all. We're not
stop playing with my boy.
Over 20, 30 years. Ain't no about me that other people don't know about.
Stop playing, bro.
Mel been in my house. He done been around me.
Man. Come on, man. And it's always been love, man. And it's always gonna be love. But bro, we're gonna have to cut this short because my son getting crazy over there. Hey, we definitely gotta do a part 2 to this, bro.
Part 2.
Yeah, we definitely gotta do a part 2 to this. Yo, you got anything coming up you want to promote? You got anything you want to talk about?
People who are around the world right now, This Friday, I'm going to be in my third home, which is Detroit. What up, though? I see y'all guys.
Detroit.
Be playing at the Marble Bar with my Enema Squad P-Funk family, and we're doing a Prince tribute because it's Prince's birthday that day. It's June 7th.
Hey. Y'all heard about that. Come on, man.
I'm going to be there. And June 15th, I come back to my southern roots. I'm going to be in Rocky Mount, North Carolina with the legendary Ray Chu. We're doing
Ray Chu.
And for those who live in North Carolina, come out and see. For those who don't know who Ray Chu is,
talk about it.
Dancing with the Stars, American Idol. I've been working with Ray for the last 7 years. So y'all know when me and Ray get together, it's going to be a turn up for real. And we celebrating Juneteenth, Black Power all day, son of a Black Panther mother. So you know how we do. Yeah. June 15th, we're going to be there at Rocky Mount at the festival. So I already put this stuff up in my Insta story. So look for information for the links and everything. And last but not least, I'd like to mention, I'm working on 5 albums right now. 2 of them are almost done. So we got a lot of music right now. It's crazy. It's about to be.
Definitely when you start getting that out, definitely shoot that to me. We're gonna definitely promote that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, hell yeah.
But listen, this ain't even been an interview. This is just us fucking talking at the table, bro. Like for real.
Real
this nigga, my motherfucking brother.
Celebration. We celebrating each other, and then we're telling real stories. Man. Well, I could, it's so much that I can say, and it's so nice meeting you, man. We brothers now, so the whole thing, man. The thing is, when you get to break bread with the people that you love and like-minded individuals, there's no fuck shit, and you get to discuss ideas and share these kind of, like I said, if off camera, if me and Mel would have met up in person, that's us at Junior's, which is still there, downtown Brooklyn. That's us at
Junior's. Stop playing.
Junior's closed down.
Nah, bro, you want to really talk about it? We gonna go to we hood. We gonna go right to the fucking Chinese restaurant, sit right on St. Mark's Ave on them benches and fucking talk our shit. Rick Kenny. Rick Kenny, stop fucking playing, bro.
They don't understand, bro. They will never understand and get that. See, he enjoying these stories too, ain't you? You like
bro, I'm loving it.
Let me tell you something. Like Part 2 gonna be worse.
Part 2 is gonna be worse. We even delved into some of the wildest shit that me and him and some of the dudes that we knew have done. And like I said, only certain wild stories we're going to share. Not all of them. We're going to share a few of the wild ones, or some real crazy.
Bro, you don't even know. But yo, let me promote this real quick. Nah, you gonna stay there because we're gonna talk outside
I'm not going away until you.
Oh, yo, real quick, on Friday, we got the unpinned CCW World Heavyweight Champion Miles Blackwell coming to sit at the table. This man is coming to sit at the table with us and chop it up. Yeah. And we being sponsored by Royal Belts. Royal Belts got a summer sale coming up. They got some night. Yo, if you was into the wrestling belts back in the day, Wow. If you was up to with the wrestling belts back in the day, you could get some good belts. Yo, tell them the Family Meeting Podcast sent you. He'll probably give you a nice ass deal.
Ooh, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm a diehard wrestling fan, just so you know. I'm a diehard when it comes to wrestling.
Oh, listen, bro. We ain't even gonna talk about how we used to wrestle on St. Mark's. But
also real quick, I'm in contact with the artist that did our intro. We're working on a date in July. I just hit him up. We're in contacts with it. So Eddie Riviera, he's got a project coming out, I believe, around that time too. So we're gonna let him talk about that. And he's another person that kind of like been in. He's a Connecticut artist, where I originally was born at, and then I came down here, due to some circumstances.
Oh, wow, okay. We do a lot of in Hartford.
Okay. Yeah. 203, man.
Hartford is lit. People don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Hartford is lit. Don't get it.
Listen, my brother been everywhere, man. It ain't nowhere he hasn't been, bro. Watch
this. Black Eye Sally's. Look, he know. See? Told you, I done been around, bro.
Man. Stop playing with my boy name, bro.
But sometime in July, I'm gonna lock that date. I'm gonna try to lock that date down tonight, possibly tomorrow. Start promoting that. But Eddie Riviera, the person that did our intro music, we're gonna have him on soon too. So
That's awesome. That's awesome.
yeah, man. We got
But
some good
yo,
things popping
but
up.
yo, Law, this is the part of the show. We're gonna let you, speak your shit. You gonna talk your talk, then we're gonna come in and we're gonna close it down. But yo, the floor is yours, my brother. We're gonna hand that over to you.
All right. Well, I just want to say shout out to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, my children, my 4 incredible, mega dope, insanely talented children, my beautiful, incredible, mega talented grandchildren, all my family members, the main branch, the Taylors, the Worrells, the Cooks, the Robinsons, my cousin Tory T. LaRock, Shakim, my older brother Casino Chip, my younger brother Pepe, my younger brother Justice, my sister Neffy, my aunt Karen, my mother, Dr. Sandra Taylor, and of course, last but not least, all the fans around the world who have been supporting me from day one. It only gets better from here. I'm forever humbled with extreme love and gratitude and being thankful that y'all could have supported anyone else, but y'all chose to support me. And trust me, we ain't even close to being done. God got so much in store for me happening right now as I'm even talking to you right now. So just thank everybody. And of course, shout out to my boy Mel and TG and the rest of the crew. Thank you for having me on here. Me and Mel, as you can see, we go back like certain people's hairlines. I love it, man. We just, again, that was a spiritual conversation because he's one of the few guys that's known me since we were young teenagers coming up in Brooklyn. So at least you know now, I don't pay people to vouch for me on anything that I've ever done, musically, streetwise, whatever you want to call it. So it's always good when the people that know you the most and that love you the way we love each other got your back. So thank you for having me. That's all I got to say, man.
Ah, man, absolutely.
Ah, man, come on, man. How you got me in the back cheesing like that, man? Don't do that.
It's only part. It's only part one. We didn't even get to part two.
We didn't even scratch the surface on that one.
Hell no.
But yo, you already know when you let me know we on your time, Brody. We know you're busy. We know I know personally you got a busy schedule. Just you taking this time out to come talk to us and share your experiences, so much. Stories. Like, that's love, bro. Like, yo, niggas cannot talk about my motherfucking brother right here. They'll get smacked in the fucking face. I don't even punch niggas. I smack motherfuckers. Let them know I'm not playing.
Same shit when it comes to you.
Yo,
play about people
for real, bro. For real.
Hands with the heartbeat.
I wish my boy TG was here. He usually does this little outro, but I'm gonna try it for the first time. I'm gonna try it.
First time for everything.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you could have been anywhere in the world today.
Anywhere.
But you chose to come here, and we love you.
Right.
Thank you for that. Yo, Planet 12 is the movement. Stop playing, you bitches. And we out.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to lyrical assault weapon, loving all women too. No matter which way you slice it, L.A.W the nicest singer/MC that's killing my devices. Most talented kid in the biz on the scene now. 5'10" lyricist with a mean style. Just in case you missed it, I get vicious with the freestyles. Any nigga that tried to compete must be seen now. The Captain Kirk of this Starship Enterprise, with a flow colder than the North Pole with the skies. It turns into summer and sparking from a heat flash, irritating niggas like an unexpected heat rash.